The Life and Sad Ending of David Allan Coe. David Allan Coe was born on September 6, 1939, in Akron, Ohio, U.S. His favorite singer as a child was Johnny Cash. After being sent to the Starr Commonwealth For Boys reform school at the age of 9, he spent much of the next 20 years in correctional facilities, including 3 years at the Ohio Penitentiary. Coe claimed he received encouragement to begin writing songs from Screamin' Jay Hawkins, with whom he had spent time in prison. After concluding another prison term in 1967, Coe embarked on a music career in Nashville, living in a hearse which he parked in front of the Ryman Auditorium while he performed on the street. He caught the attention of Shelby Singleton, owner of the independent record label Plantation Records, and signed a contract with his label. Coe's musical style derives from blues, rock, and country music traditions. His vocal style is described as a throaty baritone. His lyrical content is often humorous or comedic, with William Ruhlman describing him as a near parody of a country singer. Stephen Thomas Erlewine describes Coe as a great, unashamed country singer, singing the purest honky-tonk and hardest country of his era. He may not be the most original outlaw, but there is none more outlaw than him. Coe's lyrics frequently include references to alcohol and drug use and are often boisterous and cocky. Coe's debut album Penitentiary Blues was described as voodoo blues and redneck music by AllMusic's Tom Jurek. It focused on themes such as working for the first time, blood tests from veins used to inject heroin, prison time, hoodoo imagery, and death. The album's influences included Charlie Rich, Jerry Lee Lewis, Bo Diddley, Lightnin' Hopkins, and Tony Joe White. Coe later explained to Christopher Engelhardt of Review, "I didn't really care for some of the country music until people like Chris Christopherson and some of those people started writing songs. They had a little more to say than just, 'Oh baby I miss you,' or whatever. I don't do anything halfway. Once I got into country music, I went back and researched it, and learned everything there was to know about it. I could do impersonations of Roy Acuff, Ernest Tubb, Hank Snow, Marty Robbins, just about anybody. I knew just about all there was to know about country music." Coe's first country album, The Mysterious Rhinestone Cowboy, has been described as alt-country, pre-punk and a hillbilly version of Mark Bolan's Glitz and Glitter. Credited influences on the album include Merle Haggard. In his early career, Coe was known for his unpredictable live performances, in which he would ride a Harley-Davidson motorcycle onto the stage and curse at his audience. Coe has also performed in a rhinestone suit and a mask which resembled that of the Lone Ranger, calling himself the Mysterious Rhinestone Cowboy. The album Rebel Meets Rebel featured a song, Cherokee Cry, which criticizes the United States government's treatment of Native Americans. When asked why he did not write more political songs, Coe replied, "I live in my own world, not the world. I just write songs about what affects me in everyday life. At one point I wrote a song that was sort of a protest about when they were talking about drafting women into the military. It was about my son making it past the draft, but my daughter didn't. And I've done Farm Aid." In his review of Coe's 1987 album, A Matter of Life, and Death, AllMusic's Tom Jurek wrote, "Coe may have had some hits, but it is recorded like this that make one wonder if there was not a conspiracy to marginalize him and make him fail." Coe is a brilliant songwriter well into the 21st century, and deserves to be lauded along with the likes of Nelson and Jennings and Christopherson and Newberry, and even Cash. In 1982, Coe released another independent album, Underground Album, which contained his most controversial song, Nigger Fucker, which resulted in Coe being accused of racism. Primarily because of this song, the material recorded by singer and white supremacist Johnny Rebel is mistakenly attributed to Coe. AllMusic, which did not review Underground Album, gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Coe responded to the accusations by saying anyone that hears this album and says I am a racist is full of shit. Coe's drummer, Kerry Brown, is black and married to a white woman, as was Brown's late father, Clarence Gatemouth Brown. In 1990, Coe reissued his independent albums Nothing Sacred and Underground album on compact disc, as well as the compilation 18X Rated Hits. Throughout the 1990s, Coe had a successful career as a concert performer in the United States and Europe. In 1999, Coe met Pantera guitarist Dimebag Darrell in Fort Worth, Texas, and the two musicians, struck by the similarity of the approaches between country and heavy metal, agreed to work together and began production on an album. In 2000, Coe toured as the opening act for Kid Rock, and the New York Times published an article by journalist Neil Strauss, who described the material on Nothing Sacred and Underground album as among the most racist, misogynist, homophobic, and obscene songs recorded by a popular songwriter. Coe maintains that he wrote to Strauss during the writing of the article, but the journalist did not acknowledge any interaction between the two, only stating that Coe's manager refused to speak on the record. In 2003, Coe wrote a song for Kid Rock, Single Father, which appeared on Kid Rock's self-titled album, and was released as a single, which peaked at number 50 on the Billboard Country Singles chart. Rebel Meets Rebel, with Dimebag Darrell, Vinnie Paul, and Rex Brown, recorded sporadically between 1999 and 2003, was released in 2006, 2 years after Darrell's murder. AllMusic described it as a groundbreaking country metal album. In the 2006 video God's Gonna Cut You Down, Coe introduces Johnny Cash as the Man in Black. The video, directed by Tony Kaye, was released in connection with Cash's cover of the song in American 5, 100 Highways. In 2017, he was featured singing Take This Job on the album Baptized in Bourbon by the Moonshine Bandits. He also sings in the video. Like Willie Nelson and Jerry Lee Lewis, Coe has battled the Internal Revenue Service, costing him the publishing rights to his compositions, including Take This Job and Shove It. He stated in 2003, all of his songs up to 1984 were sold in a bankruptcy proceeding for, like, $25,000 from the bankruptcy court because nobody told me they'd been put up for sale. Basically, the IRS claimed I owed them $100,000. Coe said, I was living at a place and we had a flood and everything was destroyed. They knew I didn't have any records, any proof of what I did have and what I didn't have. So I just filed for bankruptcy. Nelson chose to deal with them. I chose not to. I am totally straight with them now. The only income I have is the money I make on the road performing and from the new songs that I own. In another interview, Coe added, all the songs on the X-rated albums were sold. I don't own that stuff anymore. I have nothing to do with that stuff. They have to give me credit as the songwriter, but I don't make 1 cent. That's what happened to him. His work is truly memorable, and cherished.